Bring it on.
So quickly.
Let's do this.
How excited are you for Rocky Rani tonight?
But I also know both my managers are not there on Friday. I have a home checklist, I have a work checklist, and then I have a personal checklist, which is on the side right now. Here I'm doing everything. I'm my father, I'm my mother, I'm doing everything.
Yeah.
I'm my own maid also.
I forgot how to dress up for meetings, so I have landed up for a meeting wearing toned jeans. And 9 out of 10 people don't want to discuss it because they don't know what to say.
Exactly. So
Beyond Nolan.
What?
You're a voyeur.
I think everyone listens to too many romantic songs first thing in the morning.
Firstly, what's wrong with that, Drishti? Drishti, I want to start with telling you that I know we put together a bunch of questions for everybody, but I'm changing the questions completely.
No problem.
So,
bring it on.
So quickly.
Let's do this.
My first question, honestly, Drishti, is how excited are you for Rocky Rani tonight?
I'm just terrified that it's a 3-hour long movie, but a Karan Johar drama with those sarees in the snow is what I'm looking forward to.
My second question is, are you going to leave office early to watch the movie?
No, I booked a 10:30 show, so I have time for everything in life.
So you'll come late tomorrow?
Maybe.
I interviewed you when you were in Calcutta.
Yeah.
And but I don't think I ever asked you. But how was the process when we spoke? What made you even take this gig up? What's on your mind? I know why we selected you, but what was on your mind?
I think one was a sense of familiarity because I know two Bengalis who interviewing me. I come from Bengal, so I know there's some relation, something similar in common, and there was a good mix, right? He was so fun and chirpy in the interview.
And
Saptashi was so serious. I was terrified of him. But I think the questions were really nice. Nothing like too boring. Yay! What do you know about logistics? Do you know this? Do you know that? Do you know this? Okay, fine, whatever. It was knowledge, but it was also about who I am. And that was nice to know.
Cities, Drishti. You realize?
I did.
Actually,
can you imagine?
It's just not a new job for you.
No,
for you, in my opinion, it's. And I did it back in the day, and I know it's not as
I moved to the city I hate.
Really?
Yeah, I've never liked the city.
But is it growing on you now?
It is definitely growing on me because I've already started telling people that I don't think I'm moving back home ever.
Yeah. But tell me about your experience. You've been here, 4-5 months now, new job, new city, new home, living alone for the first time. How has your experience been, and the responsibility is so much more now?
Responsibilities have shot up. I feel like my brain is always on an overdrive, right? From the minute I enter home, this needs to be... I have a home checklist, I have a work checklist, and then I have a personal checklist, which is on the side right now. But it's fine, it's fun. I'm learning a lot of new things. I didn't know I was capable of doing so many things. The biggest change is I've started booking my own appointments and my own things, right? Which now if the light's not working, I can't just tell my father and be like, 2 din mein to sab theek ho jayega.
But by the end of the month, you feel like, okay, I ran the show myself.
Of course.
I have no one to thank.
Of course, yeah.
Hai na?
Yeah.
But my question to you is, if you are a writer, I feel like I would think that writing about technology and SaaS and logistics would not be creative enough, right?
Yeah, because it's supposed to be super functional or half the time you're just breaking it down for somebody to understand. Because I don't come from this background, so when I have to write about it, I have to learn about it.
Yeah.
And when I'm learning about it, I'm just bored, okay? Yeah. I'm not going to lie. It's boring sometimes because you're like, really? But then when I talk to people here in office and hear their experiences from the back end, from the other side, when you talk to them, you realize it's not what it's put out there. Like, the difference is so vast.
Yeah.
Like, I remember talking to a person from office who's in operations. She's like, it's not just shipment, I know it's important. And what we hear is, "Arey, ye pahunchana hai, ye fake," like people flinging parcels here and there, just like somehow dumping it to your house because you need it.
Yeah.
So there are two sides to the same thing. Now I'm seeing both of it.
So how do you take something really boring and try and make it creative?
I think it has to be relatable, like the language, what you're trying to say. And nobody likes complicated stuff. Honestly, nobody.
Yeah.
Not in life, not in relationships, not in work, right? It has to be very straightforward.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
But tell me, there is a lot of conversation often about B2B marketing versus direct-to-consumer marketing, right? You're in B2B marketing. Do you think there's a difference?
Not in the way that we are functioning.
In what way? Talk to me about it.
It's very different from what I'd expected it to be, right? Before joining, I'd prepared. I'd spent like a week preparing, whatever, getting all serious. And when I came here, I'm like, I think I just like over pressured myself into thinking that, oh, should have to be super professional, super this. But it doesn't have to be that way. I think it's just the environment that you create. And if you really want to like touch people somewhere, stop being so professional and so like functional. You have to be.
This is also your first corporate gig, so to speak, right?
Kind of.
When you
After a
have
long
done
break,
it,
yeah.
After a long break. Yeah, that must be quite a change for you actually.
It is, because from freelancing and working solo at home to now like dressing up, putting on pants every day, getting to work and talking to people every day is a big change.
Showing up and working 9 hours.
And also not looking like a homeless person all the time.
Yeah, big one.
Big one.
I know after COVID, I attended my first meeting and basically I think I was totally, I forgot how to dress up for meetings, so I have landed up for a meeting wearing torn jeans and a t-shirt because then I realized, and I'm like, why is everybody dressed like this? And I realized, oh shit, you don't dress up like this.
Yeah. No, but I have to say that while freelancing was a good break for a bit, I am glad that I made this big change and big shift, because I've grown as a person also. You talk to people, there's so much to learn besides just work, right? Of course, work, there's this energy at work here, like there's always constant chatter about something. I mean, we got this new guy who's so into history and geography, right? He's a kid, but I'm learning so much from him every day.
Yeah.
Like I intentionally start a conversation because I don't want to just like be working 9 hours. I want to be learning also, not just like learning, but like
just growing as an individual,
getting different opinions.
Absolutely.
So there's just so much to absorb. I think I'm just absorbing all the time, just absorbing. I'm like a big sponge right now.
And
literally,
I think you should
also
always be like that.
And literally and mentally just absorbing.
No, you should always be like that.
Yeah, it's fun.
But tell me, Drishti, you live alone. There are a lot of now responsibilities you have, like, right? Like how we spoke. How do you manage? You have to be here at 10 o'clock till 7 o'clock, and say if something comes up, how do you manage your life?
I mean, I have to. Fortunately, I live in a city where people here are ready to work, right? Like people here are hungry and thirsty to get things done. So that helps, because if I call some guy at 8 o'clock in the morning to come fix it, I tell him please come before 10, he will come. Chances are he will come. Other benefit is I live like 550 meters away from work. I don't think anybody in Bombay gets to say that ever, like, big one, but so close to work, I walk it down.
Yeah.
And third is I know that everybody here, like not just my team, but like all, like my manager, her manager, their managers, everybody has a level of understanding that there's a world beyond just work, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to keep all your wheels functioning.
Yeah.
So if the other person understands, like I know I can come and tell that my AC is not working, I need to go back home for half an hour to get it fixed. You'll be like, take that 1 hour, do it, because you need to be comfortable.
No judgment.
Like when you go back home, we all have issues, right?
But the taunts will still come. Please don't discount the taunts.
As long as I can give them back.
Yeah, always open to taunts.
Yeah, but that's okay.
But Drishti, I know you have like a gazillion quirks, by the way. But I really, really, really want to know. I have 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the easier one first, and the second one I'm genuinely curious, okay? Because I feel like you'll have a good one. But the first one is, everybody has a work quirk, and we've discussed this. Yeah. I have a bunch of them which we don't need to speak of. What is your work quirk?
I could list down your work quirk.
No, we don't need to know that. We need to know your work quirk.
I have a few of them, but the one most related to my work, which is something I do like 10 times a day, is because since I'm a content writer, so my job is about looking at documents every day. And because I've been doing it for years now, I have my fixed pattern. Like I need my default settings. If the document is not in my default settings, not one word will hit my head. It'll not. I will read the same thing 10 times, it won't make sense to me. So 10 times a day, I will spend 5 extra minutes to just format the document and then read it. But I will do it.
I mentioned one of my quirks to somebody the other day, which is similar lines. For some reason, I think we are so trained to understand that document to aise hi lagna chahiye.
ऐसे ही लगना, exactly, ऐसे ही लगना चाहिए.
So for me to understand it best.
Yeah.
I agree with
I make duplicate documents. If I can't edit a document, I'll make a copy and then change the formatting. But I will do that effort. So my laptop's probably crammed with documents, but that's fine by me. As long as I can make sense of it.
My other question is, because I have a bunch of thoughts on this, but I know you take 5-10 minutes to walk here, but I also know you take 10 minutes to come up.
That's the worst
I think that's
part
the
of the
biggest
day.
problem about corporate parks is just the lift.
It's crazy, and that's just, yeah. I was stuck in a long line today.
Yeah. So I feel like I come with this energy every day that today it's going to be a rocking day.
Yeah, of
and
course.
then I come up the basement and I see 50 people standing, pushing to get. So I want to ask you that the 5-10 minutes that we are in the lift and it stops from P1, P2, first, and the snail speed that it moves. What goes on in your mind? How do you pass time?
So I have a habit of peeping, right? I used to take a lot of public transport to get here earlier, so I don't want to like think too much, look into my phone, so I look into other people's phones. I like to see I peep into everybody's phones around me. I see what they're watching. If they're watching something, what is the...
You're a voyeur.
Yeah, kind of, if you put it like that. But I like to see what music they're listening to and like to see what sort of content they're consuming, because I want to get a general sense of like what the population likes, and trust me, it's bad.
What do you mean? Like, what are the weird songs people are listening to nowadays? Tell me.
I think everyone listens to many romantic songs first thing in the morning. Romantic. First thing in the morning, you need something that pumps you up and just like fast, hardcore music.
Like for me, Punjabi songs really
of course,
like
that's what you need in the morning.
Tone for the day.
Of course, it wakes you up.
Yeah, and when I listen to angsty Punjabi songs,
yes,
I look at you guys and I get riled up. Like I just want to start screaming at you guys.
Please give me I'll change your playlist today.
Okay, for Drishti, I had a really good time chatting with you.
Me
And
too.
this is not a part of what you've achieved this week. Please keep that in mind.